Hello, I'm Phil Shipley, and I'm one of the presenters for this presentation. And I serve in the role of Assistant Director for the downtown campus. Our other presenter is Jocelyn Brown, who is the Assistant Director for the Evansdale campus. During this presentation, we will be discussing the resident assistant position and job responsibilities. This will be a general review of expectations. Specific details pertaining to the majority of these topics will be discussed further during other training presentations. Any documents pertaining to this presentation can be found in the resource section on eCampus.
Thank you, Phil, for that. So before we dive into the presentation, let's review the session outcomes. RAs will review elements of the RA position description. You will also understand departmental expectations for satisfactory performance. And last but not least, we will review the job commitments for the fall 2020 academic semester. For this presentation, we will begin by reviewing elements of the RA position description. We will not read the entire document verbatim, as it is available to you in the resource section of eCampus or can be provided upon request at any time. It is your responsibility as an RA to thoroughly read through the RA position description. So looking at the first element of develop and build community. The RA is instrumental in the development of the overall residential community and facilitation of our residential curriculum model. Being available and engaged with your residents through virtual and passive strategies throughout the academic year is very important. In order to develop and build a community, the RA will develop a relationship with your residents individually and as a community. Doing so will allow you to connect one-on-one with the residents and understand what they need to be successful in the residence hall and the overall WVU community. It will also allow you to connect residents with each other. Building a community also means that you create passive strategies such as bulletin boards, informational posters or flyers, and general decorations to enhance your community. RHCs will share their educational plans for your community and discuss ways you can help with implementation this year. Serving as a role model. RAs hold diverse perspectives and often draw on their own experiences to guide their peers. In guiding their peers, the RAs must model appropriate, mature, personal, and professional behavior. In order to serve as a role model, the RA will model responsible, healthy, and mature behaviors and habits. Remember, you will not only explain policies to your residents, but sometimes they may come to you for general advice. It is important that they see you following the same policies and advice, whether it's about the no visitation policy or advice on self-care. Remember, talk the talk and walk the walk. RAs must comply and support residence life and WVU policies, procedures, and other applicable laws. You are a resident assistant inside and outside of the residence hall, so it is important that you conduct yourself appropriately.
Maintain an environment conducive to success. The residence hall is your home, and it's the home to hundreds of other students. You are expected to engage with your residents to create and maintain an environment that is conducive to their academic success, personal development, and overall positive community identity. In order to maintain an environment that is conducive to this success, you will need to do the following. Help residents understand and follow all university and/or residence hall policies in a fair and objective manner. When there has been a policy violation, you should be objective and fair when documenting it, and if needed, you may need to participate in the conduct process. You will also be responsible for creating and fostering a community in your building and on your floor that is conducive to academic success. You should also be prepared to refer students to a variety of academic resources on campus. Serve as a resource and provide referrals as needed. As a university employee, You are expected to be knowledgeable about a variety of topics and resources at the university and around campus. This includes facilities, programs, services, processes, and other resources. To accomplish this, you will need to be accessible to your residents and accepting of their questions, particularly during times of the year that generate many concerns, such as registration for classes, residence hall closing times, final exams, etc. You'll need to be familiar with campus personnel, resources, and processes, such as the Career Center, Rec Center, the Hub, how to register for classes, tutoring resources, where to eat, how does Mountie Bounty work, and much, much more. You will need to be aware of changes in availability of services and resources. One easy way to do this is by checking the e-news daily for any campus announcements. If there is something specific to the residence halls, the department and/or your supervisor will notify you. In other words, you should check your email daily for any announcements. You also need to be observant and seek assistance if a resident shows behavioral concerns as outlined by the care team, and this will be discussed in more detail in another training session. Perform administrative and operational duties. You're also responsible for completing administrative and operational responsibilities. You will do room inspections, work at the front desk, be available to respond to emergency situations, and complete other duties that are assigned. It's also important to point out that you are a mandated reporter, and this will be discussed in another session. In order to accomplish these duties, you will need to do the following: attend and participate in required trainings, professional development opportunities, team bonding activities, and other activities. You must also follow all residence life expectations and participate in duty shifts. You must maintain confidentiality in all student and staff personal matters, and this is required by the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA. When there is information to share, such as signs, posters, etc., you should review it and post it in a timely manner. You must also ensure that any outdated materials are not left on display. You must also address all safety and security concerns and report it in Advocate. And you must complete all paperwork, forms, and other administrative tasks in a timely fashion. We will now talk about departmental expectations. Enrollment. As an RA, you must be enrolled full-time as a student, but not exceed 18 credit hours a semester, unless this is approved by your supervisor and assistant director. You must also have and maintain a 2.7 cumulative and semester grade point average. So what happens if you fall below a 2.7 GPA? You'll be placed on RA academic probation. When this happens, you will have until the end of the following semester to bring your GPA into good standing. You will also be required to have an academic planning session with the Office of Student Success and with Residence Life Associate Director Tyler Gailey. During these meetings, you will discuss any issues that may have affected your academic work and discuss strategies for improvement. Good standing. You must be in good academic conduct and financial standing with the university. In other words, you should not be in violation of any academic or conduct policies. You must also take care of any financial obligations that you have with the university.
So let's review evaluation and reappointment. For evaluation, Residence Life believes that providing ongoing constructive feedback is important to the performance and continual leadership development of all staff members. Your supervisor will facilitate a formal evaluation each semester. The evaluation provides documentation of overall performance and allows the supervisors and supervisees to reiterate strengths and areas of improvement or development. When reviewing the evaluation, you will see each of the elements in the job description that we just reviewed are listed for review. Please note that reappointment is not guaranteed each year. RAs are appointed for one academic year, but may reapply to be appointed, and the decision will be based on your performance history and evaluation. Commitment calendar. After the RA kickoff, each of you received a commitment calendar, which is definitely outdated by now. An updated calendar to reflect the changes of the academic calendar has been uploaded to eCampus for your review. When thinking about outside commitments, we want RAs to be leaders in other parts of the WVU and Morgantown campus community. So we have laid out some guidelines to allow RAs to be able to do everything they choose to do while still balancing their time and practicing self-care. RAs may participate in any outside club or organization that does not directly conflict with the RA position, expectations, or commitment. However, there are a few guidelines. The first, RAs may only participate in one varsity athletic program during the academic year that does not conflict with the RA role and expectations. RAs may not pledge a social and or academic fraternity / sororities during their first semester as a staff member. RAs may be employed in part-time jobs if it is financially necessary. Such employment, whether on or off campus, may not exceed 10 hours per week. All RAs who desire additional employment must submit the outside employment request form on RoomPact and receive approval from their RHCs before starting another job.
This concludes the training presentation. If you have any questions, please follow up with your direct supervisor for assistance. Thank you for watching.